Yep, all good.
Okay. Good morning to Argentina. Good day to Africa, China, Turkey, and good evening to ASEAN. We start our webinar on youth, freelancers, and gamers topic, supported by International Digital Economists Association, iDEA, with our distinguished speakers and partners. I am Dr. Alexander Titov, Deputy Secretary General of iDEA. Will be co-moderating this webinar together with Olga Yaroshevsky. So, Olga, maybe you can introduce yourself briefly.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Sasha, for introduction. Thank you so much. It's a big pleasure for me to be here and to moderate this amazing webinar. So we're going to talk today about the youth and the young people and different generations of people who share passion for sports, esports, gaming, and of course about freelancers and people who work across the world and are looking for new positions and new opportunities in the world of technological and digital innovation. We're going to hear from people from Asia, from Africa, from Europe, and we're so excited to have you all here. And I think without further ado, I would like to give the floor to the brain and the soul behind the association and behind the overall digital economy advancement across the world, someone who I love with all my heart and someone who I have been partners and friends for several years now. And thank you so much for having me again. And I'm so excited to see you later this year in person during one of our events that we will be hosting in Manila in the Philippines in June. And we're going to focus on digital innovation. We're going to focus on new positions and opportunities for younger generations, for every generation out there, with your help. Ms. Amor Maclang, and I give the floor to you. So please, as a Secretary General for this amazing organization, such as iDEA, I love how it sounds, the abbreviation. Please tell us about the landscape of the digital innovation and about what iDEA have been up to lately and what are your plans for the upcoming year.
First things first is to invite you to head our gaming committee in iDEA. So Olga didn't know that yet, but there's no better person to head that for us than Olga. First is, I would like to do a special shout out to you because it's actually in your panel where we first birthed the idea of gamers, gigsters. Yes, gamers and gigsters.
Gamers and gigsters. It was last year in Manila. I remember that.
It was in your panel.
It was a highlight of the conference. True.
Absolutely, and the reason for that is because, and this is something I've shared with our brother Jonathan, who is our chair, not just for esports but also for creative digital economies. So I don't know if all of you knows that he's an award-winning movie producer, okay, an award-winning, aside from being a global esports leader. So I couldn't imagine anyone else to chair this youth committee championing both esports, gaming, and also creative digital economies. But going back to why we created a panel on gamers and gigsters, it's because despite the obvious power and influence and money that this industry brings to the table, Jonathan, I think you'll agree, they do not get the same kind of financial recognition that is much needed for them to further what they need to do. How many of them have health insurance? How many of them have active bank accounts? I've heard of esports. I've heard of esports players in the Philippines who were actually sponsored to go and play in Spain, but were unable to get a visa because the embassy does not recognize value in crypto, right? Can you imagine? We have more than enough, but the traditional financial institutions are unable to recognize this. And so in our second Digital Pilipinas Festival, one of the things that we did was to issue health emergency insurance, and also at the same time, it's too bad JAP couldn't join, health emergency insurance, and also at the same time, payment gateways for them. And under the leadership of our brother and chairman, Jonathan, we hope to be able to pilot it in some of the most important markets, like Nigeria. Oh my God, I can't believe when someone said, I want to see Ma. I knew it was my brother from Nigeria. Too bad I missed you last time we were there. The Philippines, Indonesia, and of course, Brazil. So IDEA, as you all you may or may not know, links together 92 countries in what we term as a global digital majority. We currently have 140 very active partners representing 86% of the world's population. But more than this, and I had to go to Laos to personally court Jonathan and explain this. And guys, you gotta go to Laos. I did not want to believe him, nor Jonathan, who is that chef? Who said you had the best food in the world? Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay. So if you don't want to see Jonathan, go for the food. And essentially, I had asked him to champion what I feel is a very underserved market in the digital economy landscape, which is the youth. Africa, which is one of our most active communities, hi Kaletso, has an average age of 19 years old. Oh my God, Olga, it makes us ancient. 19 years old in Africa. ASEAN has an average age of around 25 years old. And yet, despite their power and despite their number, we need to be able to give them the due recognition that they deserve. 3.4 billion gamers in the world. They could be a continent. Esports is 532 million, but I'm sure Jonathan and Guillermo will give us more updated numbers. And what's really exciting for us is the prospect of championing the gigster and the freelancer economy. And shout out to our brother and co-chair, Mr. Ibrahim from Pakistan, who is one of our big four, along with Brazil, Nigeria, Indonesia, and Pakistan, all very, very active partners in IDEA. Freelancers, just like gamers, together have the same challenges, which is formal recognition in the global digital economy. And so having said that, we want to be able to, together with our chairs, Jonathan and also Ibrahim Amin, to create programs that will promote and create more recognition for this underserved yet very, very powerful committee. And although we will be devoting something else for Olga in the gaming sector near towards June, it is actually my honor to introduce not just a comrade and a friend in the industry, but who I consider to be a sister. I can't imagine anyone else moderating this. We have to bring to the table the agenda of the gaming community as well. And together with your help, together with Jonathan and our brother Ibrahim, I look forward to continuing to serve all of you. Maraming salamat po. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amor. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. I think I forgot to introduce myself. I think I forgot to mention what I do. I'm a managing director for AIBC and Sigma Summit, which is a global media and events company, and we run 7 conferences every year in different locations. And our flagship Asia event happens in Manila, in the Philippines, once a year. We are in Manila for 3rd time this year, so we started in 2023. I personally hosted all of the 3 conferences there, and we gather communities that are engaged in gaming and tech. So I actually just came back from an event from one of the biggest crypto exchanges, and La Liga, you know. So sports is everywhere. Digital innovation is everywhere. So very happy to welcome you all to this event, to our events. If you're interested in our schedule, if you want to join me, Amor, Sasha, and hopefully our speakers at our big summit in Manila this June, let me know. But together, I think we can change the world, and I think we can definitely elevate the experience for younger generations and for freelancers. That is so true. Thank you. Now, I would like to give the floor to our speakers. We have over 10 speakers joining us today, and we'll give them several minutes to introduce themselves and to give an overview of their particular country and region. And we have a very diverse lineup today, which is amazing. Now, I would like to start with Ibrahim Amin, who's the chairman of Pakistan Freelancers Association. Ibrahim, if you can just please unmute yourself and say hi, and we would like to give the floor to you. You're here.
Oh, Ibrahim just rejoined. I think he got some connection issue. But Ibrahim, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So Ibrahim is not only chairman for Pakistan Freelancers Association, he's also actually leading global majority freelancer movement, which we set up under iDEA, and he will tell us more about this initiative.
Okay, so actually freelancing is just one part of our CSR, which we are doing for nation building and youngsters, young guys, boys and girls, especially poor boys and girls. So we have a group on our WhatsApp. So I'll share a case study we did with Asian Development Bank, where Asian Development Bank did a research with us in Pakistan, Nepal, in all SAARC countries, where we found out a very, very disturbing and amazing thing. And that is that the IT guys, the entrepreneurs and freelancers working on IT in South Asian region, they are getting $4 to $5 an hour. You will be surprised. It's very disturbing. So how to enhance them, how to handhold them, that's what we are working on since last 6-7 years now. So how do I bridge it? How do we make impact on the freelancing community? So I'm working with banks, financial institutions, fintechs. So I know 54 banks. I have a legal consultancy contract with 54 banks in Pakistan and UAE and Greece and some other parts of the world, where we get the technology, where we get the support, where we get the business, which we connect these freelancers, the poor kids in Southeast Asia. So some are very good in AI, some are very good in RPAs. So we have segmented almost 2.3 million young technology guys under our association from 7 countries. So banks, all type of businesses, you can think any segment, we are working with them. All agriculture, all education, farmers, just think of any segment and we are working with them. Cement, iron and steel. So we are doing their due diligence since last 35 years. So having a relationship, a strong relationship with any business in the region, in China, Singapore, Indonesia, Pakistan, and UAE, helping them on due diligence, on IFRS 9, or risk management, on payment gateways, technology like we have just partnered with Turkish Telco and we are launching them in Pakistan. We have partnered with Galaxy Games, Olga, and we have launched Galaxy in Pakistan. So we know the technology giants around the world and we are helping them launch in Pakistan. So 150 million youngsters, if they spend only 1 cent or 1 rupee, if you say daily, so it's 150 million rupees. So there's how we get a business case. So, of course, there is a CSR, there is a business case, there is an enablement. So it's all bridge under one platform. Like banks, why are banks helping us? Because in banks, so there are 54 banks, and almost 14 banks are our partners. Each bank is getting almost uh, 15 to 20 million dollars a month from these freelancers. So we are partnered with a telco. It's called Jazz. That's a Vion Group partner. They are in Uzbekistan, they are in Bangladesh, and they are in Pakistan now also. So with them, we are giving nano loans of around 160,000 loans. So we get applications of 160,000 applications and we fund them, nano loans. Very poor bikers, vegetable guys who take a loan in the morning, buy a vegetable from the market, and then sell it whole day and then return the loan. So like this, we are helping them becoming financially literate and financially included. Similarly, we are having laptop loans. So there are 250 million population, and only 15 to 20% have smartphones. So the first thing we need to do here in Pakistan and likewise SAARC regions like Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, they don't have smartphones. The population does not have smartphones, and they don't have internet. I'll share a video with you. We went to Nepal. We partnered with Nepal Internet Association, and we launched an internet facility in a very remote village. So these are the activities, especially for women. We have a payment gateway. I was telling Amor about it. So it's one of the largest payment gateway in Southeast Asia, and that payment gateway is can be digitally onboarded. So you can, if you want to open a bank account, a foreign currency bank account, you can sit at your home now right away. In 2 hours, you can get a foreign currency account, and you can connect that account with your website by onboarding a payment gateway, which you can onboard digitally. So we solved the complete end-to-end digital experience for women of this region. The thousands and thousands of mothers, especially. So what the problem here is, we need to understand the problem. So the girls who does masters, bachelors and masters, who are very well educated, the parents does not allow them to do jobs except two. So they allow them to become teachers and they allow them to become doctors. There is no third profession they allow them. So they sit at home, they get married, and they get frustrated. So we started teaching them freelancing. We started teaching them digital skills. We partnered with the Ministry of IT of these 4 or 5 countries. We developed 16 different courses, digital skills, and we developed videos. So for one course, we developed 125 videos from beginner to an expert level. So now we have almost more than 2,000 videos of 16 courses, which any girl, poor girl or boy, anywhere in the world can build a digital skill within 3 months and can start earning $200 a month to start with. So this is how we took baby steps and evolved. When we evolved, now Payoneer partnered with us, one of the largest payment platforms from US. They came to Pakistan. They partnered with us. Of course, there is a business model behind also. They are funding us. They are giving us they are incentivizing us. Visa and Master, when we give them 10,000 cards, 10,000 accounts, Visa cards we issue, they fund us with $40,000. So there is always a business case, and then there is always an objective to achieve. And then there is a nation building initiative. So it's a 360 degrees initiative. We are working from 2018 here in Pakistan, Bangladesh, UAE, Nepal, SAARC countries. So luckily, we are working with regulators. all regulators, chamber of commerces, embassies around the world, all commercial consulate journals. So this enabled us to connect with everybody in the world. So I help Pakistan FinTech Network. I help Dubai FinTech Network. We are partners with DIFC in Dubai. Dubai FinTech Summit we are partnered with. So there are 16 communities in Dubai: European, American, Far East, Russian, China, SAARC countries. So I am a member with all those 16 communities, talking with them day to day. Some we are helping, some we are getting help. So the companies, any company who is coming to Pakistan, who is helping us, they need a business proposition also. Of course, they need a business model. So having the fifth largest population in Pakistan, there is a huge business case. Like I was telling before also earlier in some speech, that not a single organization in Pakistan, not a single bank, not a single pharmaceutical company has that consolidated data. There is no data consolidation. So without data consolidation, if we do not have data in one sheet, how will we apply analytical approach? How can we do blockchain? How can we even do a machine learning? How can we even develop a machine learning model? It cannot be
Ibrahim, I'm
done.
sorry to cut you off. It's just you're a little bit over time. We have like about 5 or 7 minutes.
Okay, that's all. Basically, the general idea what I wanted to
Thank you
say.
so much for
Thank you very
sharing.
much.
That is very interesting. And I was about to mention that, even though with technologies like cryptocurrencies and DeFi and blockchain, we are geared towards decentralization, and financial inclusion. But the more important part is, of course, what you mentioned with markets big like Pakistan or Bangladesh. It's important to get everyone involved: telcos, big financial institutions, regulators, and also combine them and bridge them with relevant entities in other parts of the world, like Dubai, which is, of course, a tech and financial hub. Thank you so much. I'm sure if there will be any questions after everyone's finished, we'll get back to you. And thank you. I think now it's time for us to go to Laos. And I would like to give this floor to Jonathan, who's the president of Lao Esports Federation. Now, this is very interesting. We've been focused on esports development largely within our events. And I'm very, very curious. How does that work in your country? How does that empower youth? How I would call it like a super cool activity, we know it's an opportunity to monetize, to earn money, to develop. But I mean, I have a kid, he's 13, and we all know that it's something that people enjoy. It's not a way of building a business case or go and boringly earn money. It's for people to have fun and to be engaged in activities that they're really passionate about, like sports, right? So how does that in your country help the younger generation who are passionate about sports and esports?
Hello. Thanks for a small introduction. I'm Jonathan Sirisakta, the president of the Lao Esports Federation. I mean, I help empowerment the Lao youth through esport, and I think with the esport activity that we are hosting, it really encouraged our youth come and encourage with the online platform that we have, and one of the thing that we love is that we want to see the happy face in the parent when the kids come to join us in our events. But just to give you, before going to how we empower our youth, let me give you a short, brief history of our federation. In 2012, when I newly graduated from high school, at that time I was 20 years old. I had a dream. I had a dream that I'm gonna have a dream job to become something that great to the gaming community. So that's what I will enjoy for the rest of my life. And I came across esport, as being a casual gamer playing Dota 2, really well-known game playing throughout the world. I have seen how Dota 2 have evolved and have developed it at its esport industry, and it grow tremendously each year. Seeing the players, seeing the industry growing, getting more accepted in the general public, I have forecast that this esports industry going to be a big thing in the future. So the way is that how can I start getting my community involvement is that I start doing some small activity, esport activity with our youth, creating some small activities so the general public will understand what's going on. So just to let you know, Laos is one of the youngest nation in Asia, not just ASEAN, in Asia. So we have the demographic of 40% of us are really young. We only have 7 million population, ranging the age of 13 to uh, 34. Yeah. So in 2015, when I actually start growing the esports scene in Laos and really get acceptance from the general public, I start to propose to our government and have them give us a chance to create a federation, you know. But sadly, the gaming term in Laos is kind of like gambling. So we didn't get the acceptance from the government because they kind of miscommunicate because of the definition of gaming is kind of like mean gambling. So they didn't quite understand at that time. So fast forward 2 more years in 2017, where we were invited. I mean, the Lao government were invited to the what is it called, the AMAC, Asian Indoor Martial Art Game in Ashgabat in Turkmenistan. That was the first chance for us, and gradually the government called it us, being annoying young teenager like myself, because I'm keep proposing them and they didn't understand. It's like, hey, come to talk to us, come to help us understand more of esport because we want to send the Lao team to participate. The fun fact is that Laos always sometimes stay behind of things, but when the opportunity come, they didn't spend the budget. They would they want to participate. So I say, okay, I'll go and explain to you, and that was the making of the history at that time in 2018, where the government finally approved us to send the athletes on behalf of Lao nationality, and we finally create the federation, so that after that, we 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 start to doing more event. We start seeing some more pain point of how we can grow this into the communities, as it involve a lot of young generation, the youth, to understand more of the esport industry, because the esport industry, as you may know it, it's just not about the athlete itself. It just a lot more behind the scene. The athlete is just the top of the pyramid, but the below the pyramid, there are so many um, industry. There's so many job that are available for the youth. So at that time, the society start complaining that, hey, if you're creating the esports federation, it's gonna get involved people more addicted to the gaming. So at that time, the pain point is that how can I get the youth involvement into the esport, and I have to incentivize them by them earning some of portion of what we make as a profit, back to the community. Like the player, they win the prize money. The people who are behind the scene, like the coaches, the caster, the shoutcaster, the analytics. I mean, the graphic designer, all those people, they will make a living of the esport. So then the community start really accepted in us, and they start to ask more of the version how we can get more involvement, not just the ending the city of the Vientiane capital. How can we bring the esport into more of the subsidy or the suburb or the other provinces. So we start getting some training course going, for getting some funded from the U.S. Embassy, U.S. aid, doing some training courses like streamer, caster, coaches. We standardize the coaching. So that's how we actually giving the opportunity for the youth to really participate in our activity and really allow the government to really understand what's the esport have to the society, and I think that what we did is fast forward to this day, we still a long way, and I believe that the global majority can learn from us is that the future is within the youth, and we should have trust the youth, give them some chance. I was in that time, from the history, from the background. My whole family was in the media business. We do filmmaking for. We are the pioneer for the entertainment business in Laos. We have two of our films on the Netflix. One of them is a Longer Walk, and another is the Dear Sister. You can check it out on the Netflix. And we are now producing some short film for Netflix also. So that's how it's transforming the entertainment business of my family into the esport. At that time, that starting, my parent really didn't believe in the esport itself. So just thinking about that is quite really crazy. I'm in the really top of the pyramid of the society, but our parent still did believe. So it gives me the power. How can I leverage this esport so that it can make a people earning a living? And it's always a famous saying that I always say to my community, that the game, it made for us to get addicted, but it's our job to create a job out of it. So that's always my favorite saying to the community. So just don't play the game, but just try to find a job out of it. And I think what I want to really share is that just give the youth an opportunity and let them try, let them fail, and you will be surprised how the activity that you allow them to do, it's really shorten their span of learning. Instead of they go for 4 year learning something new, but they actually in esport, it's only takes
Jonathan,
some
I
maybe
think
3 months.
we can
Yeah.
continue with. Thank you so much for your so inspirational speech and the personal story and your leadership in ASEAN region in esports and youth and creative digital economies. We really want to spread around your passion in what you do. But now we want to give floor to our friends from other parts of the world. And here we have Erdem Dereli from Turkey, who is an advocate for sport tech and esports. Erdem, we know you do a lot of work regarding investment. So, it's always an exciting topic for us. You presented in Turkey. You also active in Middle East region in Saudi Arabia. Just share what do you think happening in innovation in youth space, where you see maybe more opportunities in which emerging markets for potential investments, or what you're up to. And also, you shared a lot of nice photos with sports legends and stars. You did some advocacy for football, so we are so excited to learn more about this.
Thank you very much, Alexander. Hello, everybody. Hello, Amor. Hello, Olga. Thank you for your introduction, Alexander. Yes, I'm in Istanbul. I just came to Istanbul. I was in Abu Dhabi and Dubai in last 10 days. Right now, I'm in Istanbul. Yes, actually, youth, esport, and gaming industry is very important topics that we can talk all these topics together. Also for Turkey, our population is half of our population is younger. Because of that, Turkey has recognized esports as a sport and regards esport athletes as equal to those playing any other sport. Esports was recognized as a sport in Turkey in 2011 officially, and the regulations have been improved and enhanced several times to date. The Turkish Esports Federation, we have Turkish Esports Federation, is directly tied to Ministry of Youth and
ได้ละ
Sports.
กลับ
in
กลับเลยก็ได้แล้วล่ะภาคส่วนข่อยแล้วแล้ว
Jonathan, please mute
Sorry?
yourself. Sorry. Just mute yourself, Jonathan. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And our Turkish Esports Federation is directly tied to Ministry of Youth and Sports in our country and helps grant visas and licenses to esports players, among other things. For example, the largest ever esports tournament to take place in Turkey was the 2022 edition of the Valorant Champions, which took place in the Volkswagen Arena in Istanbul. And also Istanbul was also home to the Global Esport Games in 2022. Maybe you know Riot Games opened one of its largest esports venues to date in Istanbul in 2019, which seats 1,000. Being a nation that enjoys sports, it is no surprise that a number of major Turkish football clubs, because football is one of the main topic in our country. These Turkish football clubs have their esports divisions and teams that are successful in national and international competitions. These include, for example, Galatasaray Esports, Fenerbahçe Esports, and Beşiktaş Esports. Interestingly, Beşiktaş Esports holds a Guinness World Record for being the first sports team to acquire an esports team and create an official esports team. And our country is also home to several notable PUBG players, including Pels, Rayzet, Silas. PUBG Mobile is the game in which Turkish players have earned the most money via prize pools according to esports earnings. Turkey's first established esport team was Dark Passage in Counter-Strike, created back in 2003. Our country has since birthed dozens of esports organizations, including the likes of Eternal Fire and Foot Esports, as well as well-regarded players such as Kantares, Voxic, both currently signed to Turkish organization Eternal Fire. Eternal Fire is currently ranked 7th in the world on Counter-Strike rankings as of the time of writing. And our country is like a bridge that connects many continents: Europe, Asia, Middle East, even Africa. Because of that, we are hosting many esports international tournaments and players, and our enormous cultural heritage also inspires gaming industry, companies, creators, creative studios. Also, I would like to talk about Turkey's gaming startup ecosystem. Because Turkey's gaming startup ecosystem has risen to prominence on the global stage, driven by a blend of high-profile exits. For example, we have 7 unicorn right now, but 2 of them is gaming company. One of them is Peak Games, the other one is Dream Games. Peak Games exit is about $1.8 billion to Zynga Games. Zynga Games acquired our Turkish game company. And also, actually, the roots of Turkey's gaming industry date back to early 2000s, when early digital games like Backgammon and OK emerged on platforms such as Superline and Minet. And before 2010, Turkey's gaming ecosystem was built on bootstrap ventures. There is no, at that time, venture capital firms, angel networks, or institutional investment support. But this changed with the arrival of external investment 2009 and 2010, catalyzing the growth of startups like Peak Games, our first unicorn, later acquired by Zynga, as I mentioned, and Marcafoni, later acquired by Naspers Group from South Africa, and Trentio, later acquired by Alibaba Group. These successes laid the foundation for a robust VC-backed startup ecosystem. For example, mobile gaming has become the dominant platform in Turkey, with 44 million players recorded in last year. Casual and puzzle games resonate strongly with local preferences, driving steady growth. For example, one of the other unicorn Dream Games, a standout in the sector, secured the largest share of the investments 2021 and 2022. Actually, in contrast to the mobile gaming sector, console and PC gaming have experienced declines, with the player numbers falling to 11 million and 20 million. Despite this sector's diversification efforts hold promise to broaden its reach. And when we come to Istanbul, I am inviting all of you to the Istanbul to see this type of amazing gaming ecosystem and also esport ecosystem. Maybe we will do iDEA annual retreat in Istanbul next year. Amor. And Istanbul, inshallah. Istanbul is a locomotive behind this rapid growth as Europe's second largest gaming hub. Istanbul is Europe's second largest gaming hub in terms of studio density. You know, after London, we are the second. This growth is supported by 13 game-focused venture funds and accelerators that provide early-stage funding and strategic guidance, empowering local talent to scale their ventures efficiently. And Turkey's, I would like to emphasize on, and I would like to explain you, Turkey's perfect location to understand both Asian and European cultures. Because of that's why our culture, our creative culture, and our development capabilities all fit to the game industry. Because we have history, we have stories, we have inspiring, city as Istanbul. And also our gaming ecosystem are getting many investments from the leading gaming venture capitals like Griffin Gaming partners from United States. And
I'm sorry
yes,
to cut you off. Excuse me, please. But
yeah.
we have to go on with the program.
Thank you very much. I finalized already. Thank you very much for your listening. This is my speech. Thank you.
Teşekkür ederim.
Teşekkürler.
Thank you so much. This is an amazing idea to have a retreat in Istanbul or in Turkey, and we're so excited about this part of the world. Now, from Turkey, we are moving on to Botswana, and I would like to give this floor to Keletso Tofego, who is a country manager of Yellow Card app. Keletso, can you please unmute yourself and say hi?
Hi, Olga. Hi, Alexander.
Hi.
Amor. Hi, guys. It's actually my first iDEA webinar, and it's great that I'm not only going to talk about the status quo in Africa in general, but also some of the opportunities that are there for change. I'll start by giving an oversight locally in Botswana. In Botswana, the gaming community is there; it's existing. However, we don't have a lot of coverage. I'll give you an example. Xbox does not support direct payments from Botswana. So you more often have to use South African addresses to even just make a payment for a subscription on either PlayStation or Xbox. So that just shows you the first sign that, most gamers are not supported here. So a lot of the resources are in South Africa. So you more often have to, either use SE addresses or go to South Africa to participate for tournaments. And in Botswana, when you participate in a tournament, for example, an EAFC tournament, you find that the prize pool, first place gets around $100 or $200 maximum. So the prize pool is not even as big. It just shows that we are not even at grassroots level. We are still at the very basic stage. But there's quite a lot of participants in Botswana, and there's an opportunity to create that gaming community and gaming focused lifestyle. And this will not only just help the youth find ways of expressing themselves, but this would also help develop a new niche in the market, which is gaming. The whole value chain from your suppliers, investors, and other people, because you also need like specialized equipment to be able to participate in these types of things. You also have a chance to provide education on the types of machines you need to be able to effectively freelance, and generate a certain level of income, because our economy in Botswana is a diamond and beef export led economy. So we don't really have a lot of industrialization like our neighboring countries like Zambia, South Africa, and just Africa in general. So we are well known for diamonds and beef, right? So when you talk about freelancing and the gig economy in Botswana, there's a huge opportunity to actually develop that. And talking about crypto, my background is with Yellow Card, which is the biggest on-ramp of ramp exchange, has bank and mobile money rail connections. So there is that synergy that can be created between the gig economy and Yellow Card. This is not PR. I'm just putting in a practical solution because Yellow Card is in 20 African markets and they have physical operations. So it would help with the logistics, and shielding the youth from, your tax laws and, other logistical challenges that we may have for the moment, right? So really in Botswana, there's quite an opportunity to create, and also encourage this gig economy, because currently we can't even monetize YouTube and TikTok. So, there's quite a lot of work that has to be done. And the complaint has always been that Botswana has a small population of just under 2.5 million people, which is, very interesting. So, there is, a very little population, but also the economy is only, diamond and beef export led. So there's quite an opportunity to actually improve, this side of the economy, which is the gaming and freelancing sector, which I believe would help diversify not only the economy, but even bring in more suppliers, more sponsorship, and also just help, improve the lifestyle of a lot of youths, because we have Litsile Tebogo, who's in athletics. I believe you guys know him. He won gold at the recently ended Olympics. So if you are able to unearth world beaters like that, what else do you think you'd be able to find in Botswana? Quite a lot of hidden gems that I always see on a daily basis. We just need, that development and, those facilities just to be able to brush those hidden gems and, bring them to the world stage. And I believe Botswana has a big, big, big opportunity to, give us what we need, the talent that, the world is not ready to see, possible disruptors. So yeah, I don't have a lot of words. It's it's just presenting that opportunity that Botswana has quite a lot, and what can be done. And I believe from the speech I just mentioned, you can already picture tens, even hundreds of possible things that iDEA could do to even enhance not even just 1%, but up to 50% of what we might need to unearth those hidden gems. So yeah, Botswana is ripe for this. I believe that we can do a lot of good work here to improve all of this for the youth. So yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Khaled. So, IDEA is really looking to support those emerging regions and countries like Botswana. I think not many people really aware of what's happening. Of course, South African region, but Botswana, wow. Even for myself, I learned a lot from your insights, and some things or phenomena what occurring in your country, for example, couldn't be imaginable in Europe, right? So that's very interesting to bring all these ideas together to our global platform. And speaking of Europe, now I'd like to give a floor to Tamás Daniel Vezer from Hungary. And I have a personal story with Hungary. So this is like a very close country to my heart. And I know that Hungary do a lot of work in terms of connecting to different regions, like to Central Asia and to Africa. So Tamás, tell us what's going on now in maybe Central European or Hungarian landscape of freelancing and gaming platforms, and how do you see different collaborations with the global majority countries?
Thank you, Alexander, and thank you everyone for having me here. I'm Tamás Daniel Vezer, the CEO of VentureCo Group, and also an external business advisor for the Hungarian Gamer Federation. Just for the quick insight, the Hungarian Gamer Federation is a little bit different from the Hungarian Esport Federation, because we are focusing on the occasional and regular gamers as well, but mostly on the amateur gamers, not only the esport players, but we are also focusing on esport consumers as well. Some quick insights in Europe. In last year, there was like more than 270 million viewers in the esport streamer sector. And lately, in Hungary, with the Hungarian Gamer Federation, we have been focusing on enhancing collaborations between content creators, digital content creators, and communities and freelancers as well. By a research of React Digital and the Hungarian Esports Federation, they have researched that in Hungary, 42% of the population plays weekly in the 1865 age group, and basically more than 17% of the population is watching gaming streams. And we have put it on our agenda to help the amateur digital content creators and connect them with freelancers and potential communities. That is why lately we have been working on building a streamer academy to enhance their work, basically give them technical skills, give them ways to connect with their communities, and give them digital education as well. In part of this collaboration, my company VentureCo Group worked with the Hungarian Gamer Federation in order to create a digital content creation enhancing model. That way we can enhance the regular chat in the Twitch or other streaming platforms by implementing selfie-sending solution into it. And that is just one project we have been working on lately. We have been working closely with a Spanish company, Berli and Ranji. They are building super communities, enabling the content creators to build their communities in a special way, ranking them and basically giving them solutions for raffles and voting and things like that in order to activate the fans and their community even more. So basically, in the last couple of years, what we have been working on is connecting the esport consumer communities and amateur gamers with the content creators. Also, we have been organizing a couple gaming championships, and last year we have focused on organizing events for disadvantaged groups, for example, foster children. in a part of a CSR and a charity event. And that is another solution to activate these communities and bring them together, give them new platforms to work together. And in the future, as I have mentioned, that we are working on this streamer academy. We are planning to connect freelancers like graphic designers, IT guys, and basically people from the IT industry with these content creators to give them a whole package in order to make the most of their work. And also we are looking for partners from the global majority in order to enhance this academy and connect these freelancers, not just from Hungary and from Europe, but from the whole globally itself. So basically, these are the most points that we have put on our agenda, and we are looking for possible opportunities to work together with anyone from the global majority. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tamás. Thank you. That was so inspirational. We actually also had an event for gaming community in Budapest over a year ago. And with the help of Dr. Sasha, we also tapped into the gaming community. So really excited for all the opportunities coming up after this webinar is over. So we are on to the next one. It's my big pleasure to introduce our next speaker from the Philippines, Yobert Lopez-Yu, Secretary General of Philippines Electronic Sports Organization, something that we will be also focusing on largely during our event in June. And Yobert, I hope to see you there. So let's talk about close engagement with national regulators. Let's talk about how government perceives the younger generations who are passionate about sports and esports, and how to give more options to monetize their passion to them, and how things work in the Philippines. The floor is yours.
Hello, good day, everyone. Thank you very much, Olga, for the introduction, and hello to all our fellow speakers. So as Olga mentioned, I'm part of the Philippine Esports Organization, the recognized National Sports Association for Esports by the National Olympic Committee. And along with Jonathan, I've worked with a lot of people in the gaming industry and esport industry. Been here since 2004. It's quite an adventure. But regarding the opportunities, as you mentioned, Olga, before back then it's kind of like scarce, or kind of like not that much, until such 2019 when I first met Jonathan. The first ever esport recognized event by the government, the Southeast Asian Games in Southeast Asia. That's where I met like Jonathan and other esport federation from Southeast Asia, and the government, the Philippines, were it was the first time I've seen where the government were kind of like gave recognition to the esport, where they it became an official medal, and government also incentivized those winners who got medals in the SEA Games and such. So in this regard, actually, a lot before, people kind of like don't mind about esports. It's more of like, to them, especially the parents, such for them is such it's like a hobby and such. But after the SEA Games, that's when a lot of people in the Philippines came to know, at least came to regular, especially when it was shown on TV and televised, when we had medals. And I know Jonathan also had medals in Cambodia, in SEA Games Cambodia as well. So it really kind of like gave us an opening to get more funds, because of this. We were able to get funds from government agencies in the, like our sports commission and such. It gave us more of an opportunity, and not only in the government, but also the people, our athletes, like the parents. They were able to kind of like gave them support also, and not just and right now, actually, in the professional scene as well, there are now a lot of opportunities for people to come to do esports, and not just in the front. When I say front, like the athletes, coaches, also in the back end where there's a lot of things going on, also like production, broadcasting, and such. It gave a lot of opportunities for people to work for in different types of in different types in the esport industry. And on my end, actually, so that's just one part. On the other end, the company that I work for, CBCN, we also organize our own gaming convention. This is on the gaming side. We kind of like organize gaming conventions because we want to um, 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 kind of like get some indie game developers, so that we can gather them in one area, event, and then we invite several like angel investors, venture capitalists, publishers, AAA publishers and developers to come check out the game development scene in the Philippines, so that they can be given a chance either for their games to be published, or either if there's an AI angel investor or VC venture capitalist, they can talk directly to our local game developers and give them a chance to or opportunity to possibly invest on those games. So on my end, actually, I'm working on two sides, on the esports side and on the gaming side as well. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Robert. And I'm really looking forward to Amor is giving you a thumbs up. So do I. Thank you. Thank you so much again for your efforts, for your leadership, and we will see you in Manila real soon. So you will be able to share your thoughts and perspective on stage at our event. Okay, now we are moving to Nigeria, and it's my big pleasure to introduce Christabel, who's head of admin of African Delta Power. Christabel, you're here.
Yeah, I want to give a note that Christabel and her partner Jeremiah, they do a lot of work in the phygital gaming space. So it's very interesting concept of combining physical sports with esports. And maybe let's speak about this together, how we can bring use cases to other countries.
Yeah, phygital is very, very exciting. Christabel? I'm not sure Christabel is online. Maybe Jeremiah can take over. Sasha, do you see anyone online?
I think they got disconnected for a while, so we can
Left.
proceed with the list. Yes.
Okay, we will get back to Nigeria real soon. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker from Argentina. Let's continue with esports narrative, which is quite interesting. So we heard from Jonathan, we heard from Yobert from Asia perspective. Now let's cross the ocean and go to Argentina. Guillermo Federico Vasquez, Global Events Manager for Global Esports Federation. Guillermo, I saw you online just a couple of minutes ago, so I hope you are here to share your perspective with us.
Hi, hello everyone. It's great to be sharing here with you all. We were talking about the cultures of each country, and I think you saw me like having some mate while we were all speaking, which is pretty much our iconic drink in Argentina. Some people call it Messi's drink.
That is true. That is true.
But it's called mate, actually. Let me show you on screen here a little bit. It's well, actually, it's from the Olympic Committee of Argentina.
Wow.
It's like the official mate of the Olympic.
Loving good food is a prerequisite to joining IDEA.
Exactly. It's the criteria.
So, well, I'm going back like to the topic that brings us over here. So I am president of the Argentinian Esports Federation, and I am also part of the Global Esports Federation, coordinating all the events regarding esports in the federative world in the Americas, the whole Americas, Canada to Argentina. Specifically speaking of Argentina, so we are, culturally speaking, very influential among Spanish-speaking countries throughout the whole Latin America for different historical reasons. So this also brings us like in a position on the esports realm where 7 out of the 10 biggest teams in Latin America are from Argentina. They're currently born in Argentina, even though like for different economical reasons of the country, they had to migrate abroad and they're operating on different countries like the United States, Brazil, and Europe. But the headquarters are based in Argentina and the main core of the audience is also Argentinian. Speaking of which, talking about the development and how the industry is going, something that Amor also mentioned, for example, about like the insurance like they may have, the health insurance and like different things on the topic. Something that really concerns me, which is something I realized happens worldwide, not only Latin America, is the lack of projection from esports athletes among the, like for the future. So esports athletes, they do retire really early. Actually, they do retire before the 30s, most games. Usually their peak is around 25, maybe younger, depends on the game title. And some of them do drop out of school to pursue the dream to be esports players, professional esports players, which, I mean, it's a dream, of course, but they, like everyone should think about the future. And then when they turn 25, they turn 30, they don't know what to do because still the esports industry is quite growing, especially in Latin America. It's not a consolidated industry yet, it's still growing. And there's not enough jobs or places, let's say, for everyone, like to stay. We need to renew the public and the workforce. Saying this, so we're working with different countries, with different federations from different areas to make sure like all the pro players on the esports league are actually finishing school and signing up for college so they can think of career in the future, either on the esports realm as professionals or in different areas, which is also something else that we also like promote about people, which is, do you want to work in esports? Do you want to work in sports? Okay, study some general topics for some general industry and then apply it from the esports. If you cannot make it on the esports, you can always try on different areas. Same happens with finance, like some people go to crypto, which the safest place is like never go 100% on something, like always like have a backup plan. So you may go like a 99% on something, but keep always that 1% to make sure if something doesn't go well, like to go back. I don't know how it's in the Philippines, this situation happening with players over there, but this is a really concurrent topic happening in Latin America. Where are you located, Olga, by the way?
I am based in Moscow, Russia.
Oh, Moscow. That's it's a beautiful place. I heard it's quite warm today. Well, actually, yesterday. I don't know today.
It was yesterday. How do you know?
Well, I have tons of friends over there. So the Esports Federation in Moscow, well, actually from Russia, they also have like this huge studentship program and the University League in Georgia, which brought us last year to go to Sochi for the World Championship in Georgia. And the main core of it was like, okay, let's bring the best players in the world from the college level. Let's see how we can empower them not only to be great esports athletes, but also thinking about the future as professionals. I'm really happy what you're doing over there, like your country, what you're doing over there. It's a beautiful country, huge country, and I always put Russia as an example of the esports development that's happening through there. That's why also why we have like in Dota, League of Legends, and some other shooting games and strategy games. So many great players of
That's true.
from Russia. Also strategy games like in Age of Empires, chess,
Yeah.
among others. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, we also had the Phygital Games, like some kind of Olympic Phygital Games, the first edition a couple of years ago in Kazan. And I think the next edition,
Most of us met. That's where
yeah,
most of us
there you go. There you go. Yes.
Well,
it's-
actually, well, that's true. That's where most of us met over there. We met with Amor, and well, and also like this
and
feature was like,
Jonathan and Christabel.
yeah, it was amazing. I just missed our dinner altogether, unfortunately. But that bridge with sports and technology is also a great way to start digitalizing kids in the future. So bringing kids into technology through the video game. Actually, that's how I got into esports, because I'm a computer engineer, and I got as a computer engineer because I loved video games. Then I realized it had nothing to do with video games when I started studying in college, but bridging that gap with non-technologic kids and technologic ones through the video game, gamifying their process to get into technology and interested in the science. It's amazing.
I think it's more into gamifying this industry, because kids are already there. We don't have to bring them to the mass adoption of video games, or getting into console games or mobile games. They're already there. They're way more educated than we are in that sense.
That's a pretty accurate comment you just said, and which is true. Like on esports, we don't want people to play video games because they're already doing it.
Exactly.
Whereas in some other sports like handball, volleyball, which they're looking for more players, it's like, we don't want more players. We already have more than half of the planet. Why would we want more? They will come eventually. So yeah, that's that. I really like what you just said, Olga. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's speaking from a personal experience, they're already there and they know a lot more about tech, even in that tech savvy sense that we do, the other generation. And I think our goal is to keep it safe and secure, and to protect them from any vulnerabilities and, bad people, scammers, and anyone who would like to take advantage of a teenager playing any video games or playing esports. And the second goal is to, help them monetize it.
Well, when I was little, I remember my parents were afraid when I would be out of home for the whole day, maybe practicing some sports on the streets, and they would be afraid of what I would have been doing if something would happen to me. Well, actually, it was the opposite. Like by then, they would push me to do that. Nowadays, people are afraid of kids going out. But now they're also concerned about what's happening on the technology realm. Like, just like you said, like, who are you talking with? Who are you sending this information to? And that's part of the ignorance and the technological gap, which I think is just a generational thing till the new generations of parents are used to socializing on technology. For some people, it's common to chat with their friends every day on Discord, whereas using just the phone or just hanging out, which is quite normal for a lot of people right now. And it's a generational thing that, well, it just needs some time to settle.
And Olga?
I think we lost Olga. She
Olga
just
just
frozen.
dropped off. But I just want to say that the camaraderie in this esports community is so enviable. As an outsider looking in, like to this day, we still have a Kazan eating club group where Christabel, Jonathan, and many of the friends we made in Kazan are still there. So it's good to continue that friendship, right? Ma, so good to see you.
Hello, Crystal.
Hi,
You
everybody.
in
I've been
Lagos.
listening.
I miss you in Lagos. Guillermo,
Yeah.
to add a little bit before I turn it over to Olga. So your parents may have been wondering what you were doing at that time. Little did they know that you would be the Messi of esports.
True.
Olga,
True.
you.
Yeah, Crystal. So now floor is yours. Please tell us more about what you do in the digital space in Nigeria, how we can bring those use cases to rest of the global majority. Please, Crystal.
Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Christabel Mwagu. I am an entrepreneur, and I'm also currently working as the country director for WPC in Nigeria. I'm working under Infinity Citizens Limited. So esports is something that we didn't know we were going to, go into, like putting so much of our time, even though the industry in Nigeria is thriving. The esports industry is actually thriving. We have over 64% of Nigerian youths who are engaged in the gaming area. What Alex was saying about, I don't know if it was Alex or Jonathan that was saying the industry was misunderstood for gambling, and there's this societal withdrawal. When you talk about gaming, it looks like it's gambling. So people attach the youths who are into that space to be very unserious. And thankfully, the narrative has been changed with our participation with the digital sports. We now change the narrative to be something more lucrative, for it to be acceptable in the Nigerian government, for youth to get engaged, play, and you know gain knowledge. So what we've been doing in the digital space in Nigeria is we've been able to put together the sports guys at the grassroots level to play like to get a chance to win, to participate and represent Nigeria in the upcoming digital the WPC. I think it's the World Cup thing with WPC. I'm sure Olga should know about this. I think it's coming up in Dubai next year. So countries came together to play, and Nigeria, for the very first time, we were able to organize the youth for the very first time. We're able to organize the youth, come together, create teams. I think we had about 16 teams and 128 players. They compete. They actually had a competition in the digital football discipline, to represent Nigeria in the finals. So it's been actually good, but there was a problem. We identified a gap in that industry where the youth don't seem to take identification seriously. By that, I don't know if I'm phrasing it correctly, but because of that notion of the gambling thing, so they don't the acceptance of making it official, there's a very big gap, in it, like trying to put in your name, your age, where you come from, what skills you have, the team you're representing. They don't want to, nobody wants to put information down to say, okay, this is official. And we say, you have the dream of becoming the one of the best players in future, and you're finding it difficult at the grassroots level right now to make your information official, like put it on in the digital space. So we're like, we'll come up with a sensitization program where we try to talk to the youths, young players who play online, and we say, okay, you're going to be playing this also in the physical, and we will need that seriousness, because it's no longer a betting thing, or a gambling thing. You're now playing it officially as a skill and for you to earn a living. So far we've been trying. It's our first time in that space. And the CEO of Infinity Citizens, that Mr. Jeremiah, I think he's on the call as well. We've been able to put resources together. It was not easy, but we were able to put resources together to, organize the boys, that's the youth. We partnered with the Ministry of Sports and the National League One. The National League One is the official agency in Nigeria that handles sports at the grassroots level. And we were able to partner with them in recognition, like to have a government acceptance of the program and for them to recognize the digital sports in Nigeria. And so far, we're thriving, we're growing. So yeah, we're up for collaboration in any way possible among African countries, and also our group here, if there are ideas on how we could even make our engagement in the esports industry very valuable, because the value chain, the ecosystem in the esports industry is very big, and there's a lot to be gained, there's a lot to learn. So we're up for collaboration here in Nigeria. We're up for engagements. We would show up. Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you very much, Crystal. So
Thank
we
you.
wish to continue building together this ecosystem, international
Yeah.
network for youth, freelancers, gamers, and look into different sorts of
Thank you.
collaboration
Eshe,
Thank you.
and projects together. Use
Yeah.
Gremsberger. He's the board member of Hungarian Esports Federation, and he just recently, I think, finished his sports career. He used to be a national player, football player for Hungary. And as far as I know, now he's doing a lot of work in sustainability and sports field. So Gabor, please tell us about what you are doing right now in your organization, and what potential you see in cooperation with global majority countries.
Yeah, thank you very much, and also thank you very much for the invitation for this this very good and very useful network and workshop. So as I met with you, Alexander, and with Amor also in Hungary, so really nice to meet you again. Yeah, your pronunciation is very good. So yes, as Alexander mentioned, I have a company which is focusing on sport and sustainability. This company is one and only in this region which is focusing on sport and sustainability, and also I'm a sport lawyer in Hungary, and also for not just in Hungary. So I'm working in some international projects, but more focusing on the Balkan region. And also I'm a board member of Hungarian Esports Federation. I'm responsible for the legal stuffs in the Esports Federation. So I think this is one of the most important thing in sport and sustainability as well, because we need the legal system behind the sport. That's very important. And also I just would like to introduce you some main activities for the federation. Like now we are really focusing on education in esport, which means we try, and we have really good connection to some university of in Hungary, and we try to build up some new education system which based on a university level. So I think that's very important, how we can educate the young generation. The federation is focusing on young players also, because the young players are the future of course, and we have to protect them, and we have to really focusing on them, because I think if we don't take care of them, then they are going to leave our group, and then they can find other places where they can play and where they can do some other things. So I think that's also very important. And also what we are really think in a Hungarian Esport Federation, like our media platforms are very important, how and which kind of messages we can send to this young generation. So that's also very important. And in this case, we try to work together with the Hungarian government, because also it's important for us how we can take care about the young generation. And also one other focus point for us, how we can find and how we can involve big companies to the esport life, because as I think the financial sustainability of the federation and of the sport, it's also very important. And I think this is like esport, it's very unique. And I think if we can see if we can promote esport on a good way to the big companies, they would like to invest and they would like to sponsor these kind of activities and these kind of tournaments and like this word, because I really believe in that. And our big project for this year is how we can make esports sustainable, like in a financial way, in an environmental way, and social way as well. So soon we will promote our strategy for esports sustainability project. It will be a ESG strategy and ESG report. And I think that will be really useful to promote this strategy in this group, because I think if other countries and other federations and other clubs and other players can think like this and can have this attitude, I think that will be, then the esport will be a very nice and very successful future. So that's our activities in Hungary, and we would like to promote these other countries as well. So I really believe in I really believe, and I really like esport because it cannot stop on a border. So we can cross the border really easy, and we can make connection online very easily. So yeah, this is our activity and this is our passion, and yeah, I think that's what I would like to tell you and promote you.
Thank you so much. I think someone has to mute themselves. I can hear myself.
Gabor, please mute yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit of a connection loop. I can still hear myself. Okay, now it's better. Okay, thanks everyone. Yes, that's a very good point. That now I think with all the technological advancement and with borders being non-existent, practically between countries and continents and people in different places of the world, it's important for us to maintain a sustainable model for any gaming activity. And even it even comes to the iGaming industries, because the conference that I run covers to a large extent the iGaming industry in a fully regulated and transparent way. And there are ways to do it, and there are legit and absolutely transparent ways to do it and to help businesses thrive and to help people do it healthy. So I think maintaining a healthy model for esports and for mobile gaming, it's extremely important. Now it's a wrap. We heard from an absolutely stellar lineup of speakers from all across the world. Thank you, Internet, that we have this opportunity here to connect, people from Turkey, Philippines, Asia, Africa, Latin America, Russia. Hello. So I think this is what unites us all. sport is an absolute 100% emotional engagement. You don't have to explain to a football or a basketball fan why they like their team and why they need to go support it. Either watch it the stream online or go to a stadium to watch a game. You don't have to explain to a kid why he likes his video game. You don't have to explain to people who are eager to participate in an esports competition why they need to win. It's an absolutely 100% emotional engagement, passion, and I am very excited for this webinar to happen and for us to share this experience, because on top of this happiness and joy that esports, sports, entertainment, and gaming brings to any generation out there, there's also a way to advance it technologically, to make it profitable for people who really need it, and to ensure financial inclusion on top of being a joyful experience. So thanks, everyone. Here's to Dr. Sasha to say a few words, and thank you again for having me, and I really hope to see you all, digital or personal, really soon, and hopefully in Manila engine.
We will welcome you very soon in IDEA, Olga. Большое спасибо.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to thank you, all the speakers. I think we really had a great conversation, and we'll continue to drive global majority together. On behalf of the IDEA board, our chairman, Dr. Sigun Aina from Nigeria, Jochen Biedermann from Germany, Paulie from Hong Kong, Chio Hoklai from Singapore, Rodrigo de la Cruz from Spain, and Amor, I think, from Philippines. I didn't miss anyone. So thank you very much. We would like to welcome all of you to IDEA community, and let's just continue our advocacies and collaboration together. Thank you.
Shukran, Ibrahim. Thank you, Jonathan. We will contact you very soon for next steps. We love you guys. Take care. Bye, Olga. We love you. See you all. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.